This episode is brought to you by MedBridge Education. Log into medbridgeeducation.com/TN Therapy Outsource. Use the promo code Dr. Mike or alternative to get $200 discount or over 40% off. Gain access to 1,000 plus online courses, compliance training, certification preps, program, and so much more. So again, thank you very much. Enjoy the show. What is going on, my dementia warriors? This is Dr. Mike Chu, a physical therapist and certified dementia practitioner. And again, thank you for watching and listening for our Thursday dementia training. Today or tonight, we're going to be talking about delusion and hallucinations and what are the causes and what are the possible treatments and medication for it. And just remember, this is just an educational purpose for you and for you to learn more about dementia. So today we will go ahead. So if you're watching, comment down below, watching live, and if you're watching on the replay, comment down below replay, hashtag replay. And I want to know if we're really helping out people out there. If not, we're gonna, I wish I'm helping some people out there. So if you think this is helping you, comment down helping me, or just comment, put a thumbs up, say hi, hello, where you from, or whatever. I just want to know where you guys are from and if this is really helping you out. All right, again, let's go ahead and move on forward. Delusions versus hallucinations. They go actually hand in hand, they go hand in hand with dementia. So delusion is actually a false idea, frequently a misinterpretation of a situation. So an example is when a person with dementia thinks that their family member has poisoned their coffee. My wife does that to me. Did you put something here in my coffee? So she's delusional sometimes, right? And the suspicion delusion is frequently referred as to paranoia. So, before we diagnose it as paranoia or paranoia. Yeah. All right. And hallucination actually is a false sensory perception when the patient sees, hears, feels, tastes, or smells something that isn't really there. So it means, like a dog that's there and it's not really there. Especially when I go to the nursing home, I see a lot of that. They are asking, have you seen that little child under the bed or something like that? Sometimes it's really scary, but it's because the hallucination, the part of their brain at the back is what you call the occipital lobe, wherein it affects, your vision, so, they get this gosh, I'm running out of English, hallucinations. All right. So what are the causes of delusion and hallucination? They go hand in hand, right? So, when they get acute illness, for example, they get UTI. Most of the time, patients, they forget to drink their water, so they get dehydrated. When they get dehydrated, what do they happen? They get UTI. When they get UTI, they get confused. When they get confused, they fall, they become delusional and they experience some hallucination. And obviously, I already put up above there, malnutrition, dehydration, and where's my mouse there? And of course, medication. Some medication can cause, delusional effect, like some pain medication, high dose pain medication, and obviously psychiatric illness. Where did my mouse go? There you go. And then sensory changes. If you have patients who, just get my eyeglasses right now, I won't be able to see, and I'll be having problems seeing my people around me, and I will have problems with driving and everything. And obviously hearing, if their hearing aids are not working, or it's just ringing all the time, they're going to be thinking somebody's calling them or whatever. And of course, environmental changes. If you got recent change in caregivers, recent change in room, there's room changes, and that really affects, the patient's behavior and everything. Just the change of where you put the bed, just here in my room, I got this is the window right in front of me. And, if I change this window around or where my table is at, I'm going to get confused. And same thing with my bed. In our bed, that over there, at the back over there is our master's bedroom. And, I normally get out of my left side of the bed so I could go straight to the bathroom and stuff like that. If you change where I get out of the bed, I already get confused. especially in the morning. I don't even have dementia. Hopefully I won't get, but you know what I mean, especially with your loved ones. Just change if they're used to getting out on the left side and then you put them in the bed and they're not used to getting out on the right side, they're just going to get confused. All right, and here are some of the behaviors that they're going to have. They're going to start accusing you, accusing the caregivers. They're going to start hoarding and hiding things. Hoarding is going to be one more topic that we're going to be talking about. The mirrors are some nursing homes, we try to cover the mirrors because they think that that person that they see is somebody else. They don't recognize an old person. What they recognize is their young self. So when they see somebody in the mirror, they think there's somebody else. Sometimes I don't even recognize myself, especially in the morning. What more for this dementia patients, right? And they are also very suspicious with their caregivers, stealing. They think that their caregivers are stealing money from them because they actually misplace their money. I mean, sometimes even the dentures, they think somebody's stealing their dentures when actually they misplaced it. So if you have a patient like that, comment down below if you feel like patients that lost their dentures or something, just accusing you. And obviously you got the verbal abuse that you get. Just remember verbal abuse, because the verbal abuse, it's not actually the verbal abuse itself, it's actually the brain that's having issue processing. Remember, the left side of the brain is the language, and then the right side of the brain is the reflex or rhythm. So when the left side of the brain is affected, they lose all the language function. The normal ethical way of speaking, the professional way of speaking. But with the right side of the brain, they retain the rhythm. And guess what? What else is the rhythm? They retain the cuss words, those reflex cuss words. Me, obviously English is not my first language. And, when I drop something or when I get scared, I don't say bad English words like the F word or the S word. I don't say that. I reflexively say the bad Filipino words because that's embedded on my right side of the brain. But the left side is actually your normal professional language center, and then the right side is where your reflex cuss words, and that's what's being retained, the reflex. All right, and obviously violence, because they're just being violent, with all these changes that's happening in their body. All right, and then here are the types of delusional disorders. I don't know if you see some of this with your patients, but I've seen this not only with dementia patients, but also with psychological or psych patients, because I also serve and evaluate patients in one of the behavioral facilities here. So there's what you call the erotomaniac or erotomaniac, wherein the person believes someone is in love with them and might try to contact that person. I had one patient that he's a little bit older, but he thinks that he is married to Shania Twain. That's that country singer. And actually he's got all these crazy pictures in his house about Shania Twain. And she's got this what you call this autograph signature and everything and he said that he used to date her. So I don't know if it was real or not, but I just carried along and believed him during that situation, because you just have to live in their world. Another thing is grandiose personality or delusional disorder, wherein the person has an overinflated sense of worth, power, knowledge, or identity, and they could believe they have a great talent or made an important discovery. And it's good to have a grandiose good confidence, but if it's overinflated, sometimes it is really bad. And I had one person who had this, actually, she's not our patient, and we don't even know her personally, but every time we talk to her, and she feels like she owns the city, she owns everything. And I don't know if you know that, I'm sure you have some not even patients, but coworkers who have this. And I even had a boss who had this. So they feel like they know everything, and they feel like they can do everything. So, and another kind of delusional disorder is the jealous type, wherein the person believes that their spouse or their sexual partner is just very unfaithful, and they're just paranoid that somebody will steal their loved ones from them. So let's go move on forward to the next slide. And there's another one that you call the persecutory type of disorder, wherein someone who has this believes they are being mistreated, and they feel like they're always the victim. I'm sure you've seen this type of people, and they make repeated complaints to everything. I mean, not even I'm gonna just turn off my phone here. Not even having a diagnosis of dementia. Just some people, they just want to complain about everything. They just want to complain on little stuff, and to the point that see this, to the point that they keep on complaining to legal authorities. I had one patient, and she's like 93 years old. And she's pretty sharp, alert, oriented times 3 and 4, able to follow directions and everything. She's living by herself. She can handle all her finances and everything. But she's just have this persecutory type of delusional disorder, wherein she hated colored people. She hated my PTA. She was African American, and she hated, colored people. She was white, and she hated colored people, and she didn't know I was Asian too. And I said, do you know that I'm not American? I'm not white. I'm brown. And she's like, no, you're just pretty tan. I said, can you not hear it on my accent? And she's like, no, I just love you. But she just accuses everybody that somebody steals her stuff, and somebody just comes into her house all the time. And every single day, or every time I go to her, she would tell me that she's called the police. And we've called, we follow up. I've called the police department on that town, and they said they already know that she just likes to do this. So, that's a lot of people. Somatic, and they believe that they have physical defect or medical problem. That's what we call psychosomatic disorder. A lot of people are like this. It is real, I'm not saying it's not real. But, fibromyalgia, pain that sometimes are not really there, but they feel like it's there. There's no physical issue, but they just feel it. And it's just being magnified, because, pain is actually real. It's coming from the brain, and it just manifests all over. So, it's called psychosomatic disorder. And then, of course, the mixed disorder, wherein it's just a combination of everything, just a combination of everything. All right. Next, what do we do? So what do we do with all these patients and all this delusional and hallucination disorder? Obviously, call the doctor, involve a psychiatrist, and make sure to reassure and redirect. Just like the patient that I had that didn't like colored people, and I just assured her, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to take care of you, and I'm here to bring out the best in you. Now, if you don't want me, I can always send somebody else. So that's what we do. And obviously check the vision and hearing if they're really seeing something. Sometimes my eyeglasses, it's dirty right now, and I would see some streaks on my eyeglasses, and sometimes it could be that's it. And of course the hearing, if their hearing aid is not working. And then obviously you use a calm approach. There's no use in trying to argue with them. There's no use in trying to telling them that they're wrong, that there's no really animal or a child under their bed or whatever. So, all right. So, again, you learn how to validate their feelings and possession, and be non-judgmental. You don't want to be judgmental, obviously, because they're sick, really. Their brain is, tricking them. It's a hormonal disorder. It's the Alzheimer's, it's shrinking on your brain. It just affects different parts of your brain, especially with hallucination. If it affects your occipital lobe, they see stuff. If it affects your front part, and the temporal part of your lobe of your brain, FTD or frontotemporal, it affects their brain function. That's the reason why they're always mad and upset. And obviously, investigate claims and see if it's really real. We had one patient before. I remember we thought she was just hallucinating, that she's seeing snakes, but actually there was really a snake in her room that came in through the window. So it's just, you just have to investigate too if it's real or not. So again, treatment most often include medication and psychotherapy or coaching. So like what I said before, when treating this type of patient, it needs to be a three-legged stool, just like a chair or a stool. You cannot stand up without just one or just two or just three. It needs to be a three-legged stool. First, medication. Second, you need to have some sort of type of counseling or coaching or psychotherapy. And then number three is actually exercise or activities or therapeutic activities. And that way you're improving the movement, you're improving the muscle function, the brain function to that. Okay? All right, so here are some of the conventional antipsychotic medication that they give. Thorazine, Haldol, you see it, Navane, Stelazine. Sounds fancy, but I just wanted to show it to you. These are the medications that they give for psychosis. And there's also what you call atypical antipsychotic medication, and they work by blocking dopamine and serotonin receptors in the brain. Remember we talked about the word dose, D-O-S-E. D is your dopamine, O is your oxytocin, S is your serotonin, and E is your endorphin. You need to release all those hormones in order for you to feel better and good for yourself. So these are some medication that helps with the improvement of the release of those certain hormones. So these are the medication, Abilify. You see it all the time on television. What else? Aristada. Just crazy names. I can't even pronounce it. Geodone, Inveja. So yeah, I don't even know what those medications are. All right. So, again, psychotherapy is very important. Individual psychotherapy can help the person recognize and correct the thinking that has become distorted. But if it's really on a bad stage, you don't even have to do reality orientation. You need to go into their reality. You also have what you call cognitive behavioral therapy that can help the person learn to recognize and change their thought patterns and behaviors. And then again, there's also what you call family therapy. Family therapy can help family deal with the loved ones who has delusional disorder. And actually, I just have this one patient right now. I just actually discharged her. She's pretty good. She can stand up and walk without any assistive device. Pretty good with everything. She lives on the third floor of her assisted living, and she just wants therapy. And I said, why do you want therapy? And then she said, well, I just like you guys coming in because I'm just depressed and sad. And I said, why are you depressed and sad? And she said, I don't know. And I just asked her, is your family coming in and visiting you? And she said, no. And I said, have you tried to reaching out to them? And she said, yes, but they just don't want me to be in their lives. And the reason why they don't want her in their lives is because she has this delusional, hallucinational disorder, and the son and the kids, they don't want their mom in their lives because the patient is like this, but they don't know because it's a sickness. Now the patient is just more depressed, and every time, like what I said, every time we discharge her, she intentionally falls and trips herself and get injured, get a black eye and bruises and everything. And now we come back again and do therapy. But in actuality, she doesn't really need actual physical therapy, but what she needs is just the family therapy and family support, so she doesn't get, bored at home and depressed at home. So, all right. So next slide will be, hold on, I think my daughter is here. You say hello. Hi. Hey. All right, she's bringing me some Noodles. Some noodles. Is this spicy? Well, get me some water too, if it's spicy. Thank you. I love you. All right, so we're on this. Okay, so I think this is the last slide. So, can delusional disorder be prevented? Actually, there's no way to prevent delusional disorder. We don't know how it happens, how it works, because it's the brain. It's just very complicated, the brain. But early diagnosis and treatment can help lessen the disruption to the person's life, family, and friendship. You know what? One thing that is really bad about this disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, and incorporating the delusion and hallucination is actually it doesn't just disrupt or destroys the patient. It destroys the family and the friendship and the relationship that they have with their kids and their spouse. So you right now, you're watching and listening right now in this training. You being the caregiver, you being the better person. I'm not saying better person, but you learning about this, you need to be on top of it and to not let it get into you, because you are the caregiver and these are your patients and these are your, I know it's their loved ones, but it's the brain that is talking. It's the disease that is trying to take over their situation. All right. Again, thank you very much for watching and listening with our Thursday dementia training. And again, always remember the word FAST, FAST. First is like our page, subscribe our page, comment down below if you feel like this is helping you, or if it's not, comment down below too. And letter A, take action on it. You gotta learn how to take action. If you don't, all these videos. Oh, yes, my little girl. Extra cold. All right, thank you. Let me just finish this. Go out. Close the door. All right, so where was I? FAST, A is actually take action on it. You got to take action on all this stuff that we're doing. It's not going to do me good. It's not going to do you good if you don't take action and apply it in your practice and apply it in your life, okay? And letter S, you got to learn how to share it. Share this page, share it to your friends, share it to your family member. It may not be applicable to you, but it could be applicable to somebody else. And last but not the least, and learn how to teach it, because when you teach it, you understand it more. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you actually teach it, you actually understand it more. Okay? Again, God bless you, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you again whenever I see you. Okay? Bye-bye, and have a great day. Thank you for listening to our show for today. Again, if you need education, you need CEU courses, log into medbridgeeducation.com/TN Therapy Outsource. Use the promo code Dr. Mike or alternative. Again, thank you very much for watching our show. God bless you, and always remember, movement matters to your brain matter. God bless you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.